Hey guys. Sorry we're starting a few minutes late. Yeah. Okay. Group King's Cash Club. Post. Alright, I want to say hello to my parents. Hello to my sister. Hello to all my friends and family who give me support. Love you guys. Alright. We are all shared out on Facebook. Let's go to Instagram. All right, here we go. The irony. Ooh, turn this around. All right. There we go. Okay, we are at the beginning. So I started a couple minutes late. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to come on in, and then we're going to get started. Today is Monday, brand new week. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. Get ready to have some legal fun, guys. All right. Where are you? Okay, let's just get started. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Wednesday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, and you're like, who's this lady on the internet? I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. Things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation with the state, making sure you have EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have appropriate contracts for clients and partners, basic brand protection strategies so people don't steal your business ideas, and hiring and training strategies so you don't get sued for discrimination. I help you do all of these things so that you can grow and scale with confidence, so you can do things like get your products into big box stores, so that you can do things like have your paperwork together and establish business credit, so you can get business loans for your business, so that you can land federal contracts. These are only things you can do when your business paperwork is completed, okay? If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do all of these things, I'm very happy that you asked. I am a licensed attorney, have been one for 15 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas, and if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it, so that's why I'm here. So if you are in the startup phase of your business and you need some legal guidance, I want you to contact me. How are you going to do that? Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That is the only link in my bio on Instagram, and it is all over my page on Facebook at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. You can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. You can also download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. At linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, you can also access many of my digital products, meaning ebooks and video trainings. Like this month, we're focusing on intellectual property. You can pick up the Protect Your Biz ebook bundle for $29.97. It contains my trademark toolkit, my patents ebook, and my copyrights ebook. And last but not least, at linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, you can subscribe to the YouTube page and the podcast so that if you ever miss a live broadcast, you can catch up at your leisure, and you can get your show merch there. So if you want a cute little mug like the one I've got here, or a nice t-shirt, comes in 3 colors, black, white, and navy blue. You can get all of that at linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. Okay? So now that I have shilled my wares, let's move on to tonight's reason for being here. NPL Legal Dish. Here is how the show works if you are new. All right? I pull stories from the news, stories from blogs, stories that you guys send me. Anywhere I find inspiration, and I find stories that have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we talk about them, okay? So this is a time for you to get involved. This is a time for you to ask questions. Don't be shy. That's why I'm here. This is a time for you to learn. I am going to ask you to, put answers in the box, all right? So this is a time to communicate with each other, so don't be shy. So we are going to get started right now. Apparently it's Monday. I don't know if, the world opened up and y'all are at happy hour right now. We usually have, hey, look at that. Hey, Zephyrina, how you doing, doll? You popped in right on time, okay? Zephyrina, have you ever been to New Orleans? And hello to my friend who was watching on Facebook. Have you ever been to New Orleans, Zephyrina? Sorry if your power's out. It's cool. I see the one there. You're still here. I'm great. Anybody watching, even if you are watching on the replay, let me know in the comments. All right, you haven't been to New Orleans. Neither have I. Hi, Kels Butter. Kels Butter, can you please answer the question, have you been to New Orleans? In New Orleans in 2017, if you didn't know, well, unless you lived in New Orleans, you wouldn't know. There was a political campaign happening. People were running for office, right? As you know, whenever there are elections happening, there's always commercials going around, and, it'll say, sponsored by, I don't know, Americans for Good Governance, blah, 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 right? So in New Orleans, there was an organization that was called Alliance for Good Governance. And they had, hello, Nashmel. I'm not sure how to say your name. Can you please spell it out phonetically so I can properly say your name, please? But yeah, so Alliance for Good Government, they were out here trying to raise money for their candidate, and, they had their name and they had a specific logo that had a bird on it, right? Here's where the problem happens. There was another political group calling themselves the Coalition for Better Government, and they also had a logo that was a bird. Now, remember, the first organization was called Alliance for Good Governance. The second was called Coalition for Better Governance. Do you guys think that there is a possibility of confusion between those two organizations within New Orleans? Because they're both political groups that are trying to raise money for their candidate. Do you think that it is possible that the names Alliance for Good Governance and Coalition for Better Governance could be confused for each other? Nashamel. Okay, thank you. Or Coalition. Could those names be confused for each other? On top of the fact that they also both have birds as part of their emojis. Hey, Trista, how you doing, doll? Huh? Is there a possibility of confusion? Let me know what you think. I do think that the names are similar, especially the fact that they both were using bird emojis, and Alliance for Good Governance, they had the trademark on the name and the emoji, not the emoji, the logo first. Toby, you're being rude. Toby's scratching at the door trying to get out, guys. Yes. So Alliance for Good Governance, they sued Coalition for Better Governance, right? And Alliance for Good Governance said, look, we're out here trying to raise money for our candidate, and they're out here trying to raise money for their candidate, and they're using our clout to do it. So do you think the judge agreed with Alliance for Good Governance, or did the judge say, look, all you're trying to do is raise money for political candidates, I don't really care, and go with Coalition for Better Governance? Who do you think the judge ruled in favor for? Alliance for Good Governance or Coalition for Better Governance? Trista said the names are too close. All right. Because if you think about it, they're both trying to raise money for their political candidates, right? So if you just hear like that governance word and it's in New Orleans and you think it's the same, you might donate money to the wrong organization, right? So Trista said Alliance. You're absolutely right, Trista. Kels Butter said he probably went with Coalition. No, the judge actually ruled in favor of Alliance for Good Governance. The judge said, look, you guys were here in the beginning. You did your due diligence. You had your trademark. And on top of that, on top of getting, the ruling that Coalition for Better Governance has to change their name and change their logo, they also got $148,000 in legal fees. Okay, so infringement can be very, very, very expensive. You want to be very careful when you're out here trying to, whatever it is that you are doing in the world, you want to make sure you're not stepping on anyone else's toes, because it can cost you a lot of money. Now this political action organization, whatever you want to call them, they gotta find almost $150,000 to pay this other political organization. Hello, 76 Grimke. All right. But yes, so you need to be careful when you shouldn't be out here using people's names, because you don't want to be held liable for any attorney's fees and be held, and you get a hefty bill and you're like, girl, where am I going to get this money? Right? Okay. Moving on to our next story. Does anybody watch the show Billions? If you watch the show Billions, please give me a money emoji. If you watch the show Billions, give me a money emoji. If I'm not mistaken, Billions plays on Showtime. Nobody watches Billions. If you don't, just say no, so I have an idea. I've never actually watched this show, but I've heard people talk about it. Apparently it has some popularity. 76 Grimke has seen maybe 2 episodes. Kels Butter said no. Anybody else? I've got one more person on Instagram. Trista, any ideas? Zephyrina said no. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not really sure what Billions is about. You live in Suriname. Oh, cool. Thanks for joining us from Suriname. Zephyrina said no, but I want Billions. You and me both, my dear. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, there is a woman who is suing the show Billions, or at least she tried to sue Billions. There was a woman named Denise Shull. She is a performance coach for people who work in hedge funds. She created a technique that she recorded in a book called Market Mind Games. And she says that she helped the co-creator of the show Billions create a character on the show called Wendy Rhodes, right? Again, Denise Shull, she is a performance coach for people who work on hedge funds. So she teaches people, I guess, how to make more money, investments. I'm not sure what hedge funds are, but whatever it is, apparently she's good at it. She developed a technique and wrote a book on it. Then she says she worked with the co-creator of Billions and helped him develop a character in his show by the name of Wendy Rhodes, who does similar work, right? Now, Denise Shull doesn't have, a trademark technique. It's not, the Shull method. It's really just her her perspective on rules in working in the hedge fund market, right? Like my books that I write, my ebooks, I do not, that is not original content that I create from my brain. What I do is I take information, I synthesize it, and I just kind of, give it to you guys from my perspective. That is the work that I do. But the concepts that I am talking about are not new. They are not anything that, I created, from nowhere. They come from somewhere. So Denise has basically taken, techniques that she has picked up over the years and put it together and is teaching it to other hedge fund managers. And because of that, she's saying that the co-creator of Billions stole her, ideas. She helped create this character in the show who handles hedge funds, and she wants to get paid for it. She says, I'm the inspiration for this character. This story reminds me a lot of the one we talked about where that Colombian news reporter sued Netflix over the Escobar series, if you guys remember that story. So do you think the judge ruled in favor of Denise, or did the judge rule in favor of the Billions team? Who do you think the judge ruled in favor of? Who do you think the judge ruled in favor of? Kel's Butter said Denise. No, actually, did I ever press record? Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Kel's Butter said Denise, no. 76 Grimke said, this seems to happen to creators all the time, ruled in favor of the show. Absolutely, 76 Grimke. Nashamel, nope, they did not rule in favor of Denise. Zephyrina said the show, yep, they ruled in favor of Billions. They said, look, this would be like, having a scene in a show that is... This would be like having a scene in a show that is, with a therapist, and then, trying to sue Freud, right? So they're saying this is too generic. A hedge fund manager coach is not an idea that is so unique that you need to that you can keep it. That you can claim that it's yours. So the judge did not rule in her favor, and they ruled in Billions. They said, Billions, go on ahead, keep making seasons. Maybe one of these days I'll catch an episode. I don't know if it comes on Hulu. All right. But does that make you want to watch the show? I kind of want to see what the show is about so I can check out this Wendy Rhodes character. Yes, Toby's being, my guard dog. My little my sidekick, my co-anchor who pops in when he wants to. But what do you think about that? Are you guys interested in seeing this show Billions? Do you want to know who this Wendy Rhodes character is? Do you want to see if what's her name, Denise Shull is talking about? Did they steal her character, or is this another case like that Colombian news reporter who was like, you stole the scenes from my book about Escobar, and they were like, girl, do you know how many people Escobar slept with? 76 Grimke said, nope, no interest. Nashamel said, now, yes. Okay, so Nashamel said she might be checking out Billions. I'll see. Look, I'm trying to get one of my friends' Showtime password and watch it that way. I've got too many subscriptions as it is. All right. Before we move on to our next stories, I want to remind you guys that you are watching, hello, Missy6125. You are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Wednesday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business, and you are looking for some legal guidance, you don't know how to fill out all that paperwork, you need to get your articles of incorporation, you're trying to get in the big box stores, but you don't have a DUNS number and you don't know how to get one, you got a logo, you don't know how to protect it. These are all things that I can help you with. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today, okay? All right, moving on to our next stories of the evening. How many of you guys remember a lady named Rachel Dolezal? If you remember who Rachel Dolezal is, please give me an R in the comments. I was going to say something else, but it wasn't very polite. If you remember who Rachel Dolezal is, give me an R in the comments. Kels Butter said, oh my, who don't? If you don't know, for some reason, Rachel Dolezal was a woman of European descent who claimed to be a black woman for several years and claimed to be the victim of, racist harassment. And it was found out that, none of that was true. Okay. Thank you for all of the R's. So Rachel Dolezal basically, infringed on a whole racial identity. And the reason why I named today's episode, The Irony, is that Rachel Dolezal is suing someone for copyright infringement. Okay. Rachel Dolezal is saying that, a publication used a picture of her without her permission, and she wants money. Here's the issue. Rachel didn't take the picture, and the picture had been managed by what you call that? A PR company. Okay. So Rachel is out here demanding her coins because she said, y'all took my picture and put it on the TV or in your publication, and you didn't ask me. Kels Butter said, girl, have several seats, lady. Yes, well, Rachel wants her coin. She said, look, this is my face. But here's the problem. Rachel isn't the person who took the photo, right? So Rachel doesn't have copyrights to that photo if she's not the person who took it. That's why we have so many copyright infringement cases happening these days with celebrities, because celebrities feel like if they're the subjects of photos, they should have copyrights. But usually it's just the person who took the photo who has those rights. So Rachel, she didn't take the photo, and also that photo was being managed by a licensing company. She did pose for it, Kels Butter. It was a picture that she posed for. But again, the subject of a photo is usually not the person who retains the rights unless there is a specific agreement for that. Okay, that's something you have to work out in your contract. Okay. Yes. So Rachel Dolezal is suing for copyright infringement. I just thought that this story was absolutely hilariously ironic. That she is claiming. Kels Butter said, well, too bad for her. Nashamel said, interesting. I just thought I was just like, okay, you have very big cojones, Miss Dolezal. And apparently now she's going by some name, Nkechi something something. Must be nice, Rach. Okay. Okay. Last 76 Grimke said full circle. Okay, last story of the evening. if you if are you a Pepsi person or a Coke person? Let me know in the comments. If you were to drink soda, whether you used to drink soda, you don't drink it now, if you drink it now, were you a Coke fan or a Pepsi fan? Which one? Are you team Coke or are you team Pepsi? Nashamel said none. You've never drank soda, Nashamel? You've never had a Coke or a Pepsi? Okay, you don't drink soda, but you would prefer a Pepsi. Okay. Yeah, I don't really drink soda. When I did, if it was gonna be like a cola, it was more likely to be a Coke. I would drink a Pepsi if it was yeah, it does have a lot of sugar. I cannot handle all that sugar these days. Zephyrina said Coke. Kel's Butter said, if I drank dark sodas, it would have been Pepsi. Okay, so we're kind of evenly divided, I feel like, between Pepsi and Coke. Nashamel refuses to take sides. She said, no sodas over here. All right. Right? But whether you like Coke or you like Pepsi, if you're a football fan, you know that Pepsi sponsors the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl halftime show, right? They've had people perform like Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Justin Timberlake. Who else has performed this year? Who was it? The Weeknd. All of those people, right? And and they come up with different ads and stuff to advertise, different ideas and things like that to advertise. And they have companies that will come and pitch to them and their ideas. So there is a company called Betty Inc., right? And apparently in the 2016 Super Bowl, Pepsi aired a commercial that starred Janelle Monáe that basically kind of went through the different trends throughout the decades. Does anybody remember that Pepsi commercial from 2016 with Janelle Monáe? If you do, please give me a hand raise because I do not. Either way, Betty Inc., they basically said, look, we had actually gone into Pepsi's offices and were pitching ideas to them for Super Bowl commercials. And one of them included, an overview of trends throughout the decades, right? You don't remember? That's cool. So they took Pepsi to court and they were like, look, they stole our idea. We pitched to them and they said, and they told us that it wasn't work. And then they come out with this commercial. What do you think the court said to Betty Inc.? Do you think the court sided with Pepsi or do you think the court sided with Betty Inc.? What do you think the court did? What do you think the court did, guys? Do you think the court said, you know what, Betty Inc., you're right. You deserve millions of dollars. Or do you think the court said, you know what, Pepsi's good? 76 Grim Gray said, too late, Betty. Nashamel said, with Pepsi, money talks. Kel's Butter said, yep, it sounds like the previous situation you just talked about. Well, the judge actually agreed with Pepsi, but I don't know if it was a matter of money talks. What they were saying is this concept of taking your audience through trends throughout the decades, it is not unique. How many commercials or how many how many pieces of digital content have you seen where they're like, oh, let's go through the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So they're saying this concept for this commercial was not unique. What made it unique was your intros and outros, and those were totally different. Pepsi totally changed. They had a totally different introduction, and they had a totally different ending, on top of the fact that they had Janelle Monáe. So the judge said, no, Pepsi's right here. And the reason why I chose this case is because I want to reiterate to you is that you cannot claim ownership over an idea or a concept. There has to be a clear expression of it, right? So if Betty Inc. had, showed that here is the practice, commercial that we did, and you put it up against Pepsi's and it was like, 80% similar. Yeah, there's something there. But just having a similar theme isn't enough, right? If you were able to take ownership of themes, there would be a whole lot less creativity. I'm trying to think. What's an idea that we see in commercials all the time? Like, okay, so like cleaning products that have animated, animated spokespeople, animated logos, or what do you call those things? Mascots, like Mr. Clean or the Scrubbing Bubbles, right? The idea of having an animated mascot is not what you can protect, but the actual character, Mr. Clean or the Scrubbing Bubbles, is something that you can protect. Hey, good hair, good body. I haven't seen you in forever, girl. Hey. Yes. So the judge said, Betty Inc., look, you're doing a little too much here. We understand that you wanted to get this contract, but your idea was not so unique. It was not so, out of the box. It was not so uniquely you that it rises to the level that Pepsi stole your idea, right? So do you think the judge got it right, or do you think they got it wrong? Do you think that the idea of going through the decades, the trends of the decades, because you don't have to agree with me. If you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, as long as you can back it up. Come on, friends. Ooh, time is going. Oh my gosh, I got lost for a second. What is it, guys? What do you think? Good hair, good body asks what percentage must be similar. I don't know. I can't give you an exact amount. There just has to be, kind of there have to be undeniable similarities, right? So think about the cases where we've had the people who claim that the dolls, have been based on them, like that astronomer. She had the purple streak and the fluorescent shoes, and the American Girl people kind of based a doll on her. That was something where it was kind of pretty clear that they based it on her. So it just has to look, when you're looking at it through reasonable eyes, it has to look like, any reasonable person could see that these two things, are pretty much the same, right? 76 Grim Gray said, you're saying no, you don't think the judge got it right? 76 Grim Gray said no, but Pepsi is a big entity. What are you saying no to, 76 Grim Gray? Because sometimes, I ask the questions, but then I ask them so quickly, I'm just like, I forgot. Let me know. Let me know. All right. While 76 Grim Gay does that, I'm actually going to start our close out. It's a short show today. I had a very, very busy Monday. Just getting back into the swing of things. Oh, 76 Grimke said the judge didn't get it right. Hold on, before we roll out. 76 Grimke said, no, why didn't the judge get it right, 76 Grimke? Good Hair, Good Body says, I must see the entire video for fair evaluation. Okay, all right, okay. If you do read the article, they do say that there is a very big distinction between the intros because between the setup of the commercials, what was the tying bind was, the idea of going through the decades trends. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Zephyrina. Thanks for hanging out with me on a regular basis. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Okay. 76 Green said, I just don't like big business. Yes, but it's here. What are we going to do? We got to work with it, right? Okay. So, those were the stories that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I am going to be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock sharp, I promise. Make sure that if you have any stories that you want me to cover, that you DM them to me, send them to my inbox. I love it when you send me stories. What else? Make sure that you are booking your one-on-one sessions with me. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and the podcast, because I know you can't make every episode, but if you want to catch up, you can always catch up on those as well. Make sure that you go get your show merch, get your mugs and your t-shirts. Okay. We're going to be back here tomorrow, 8 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time, with more stories. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you then, okay? Bye-bye.